So says. I've been reading up a lot during this coronavirus pandemic period, and particularly I've been reading up about viruses. And I just learned that this novel coronavirus 19, COVID 19, with COVID is coronavirus disease, is not the first coronavirus to plague humanity and become an epidemic slash pandemic. In the past, we've had two other coronaviruses that have been even more deadly than this one in terms of mortality or fatality rate. One of them was called SARS, Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome, and the other one is MERS. I forget what that stands for, but MERS, MERS. And both of them are also coronaviruses, and compared to this one, those ones were lethal. Moving back further into history, there was the Spanish influenza and swine flu. And Spanish influenza and swine flu, those ones wiped out people in the millions. I mean, I believe the Spanish influenza wiped out to the tune of 10 million people. This is information I'm getting from Wikipedia. So if I'm wrong, Bryn Sergi and Larry Page, this is on you. And of course, I was a young girl when we had the breakout of the bird flu, and we were told to wash our chicken properly and cook it properly and all those kind of things. And the one thing, of course, there's also the very popular HIV, which is also a virus, a human immunodeficiency virus. But the one thing I noticed that is the common thread in all these viruses is their origins. So all the viruses I've mentioned so far, SARS, MERS, HIV, swine flu, bird flu, Spanish influenza, COVID-19, they are all called zoonotic viruses, and what that means is that it's when we human beings get viruses from animals, and that process of being of being infected by animals is called zoonosis. I mean, from what I read, they say that one of the possible suspected places that coronavirus 19 broke out from was a wet market in Wuhan, and a wet market was a place where the people went to buy bats and snakes to eat. SARS broke out from civet cats, and MERS broke out from camels in Turkey. Swine flu, I think, came from swine, that's pigs, right? And then bird flu came from birds, poultry. So I mean, I have an older brother, same mother, same father, who's a vegetarian, and I have lots of other people, vegans and vegetarians alike, who over the years have preached to me, because I'm a real fit farm person, right? And they said the only thing to complete your fit farm is become a vegan or a vegetarian. And veganism and vegetarianism are quite trendy now, with things like the meatless burger and people preaching more plant-based diets. I've never really bought into the argument of them saying I shouldn't be cruel to animals by eating them, because I always would come back with saying that God or Mother Nature, for the non-religious, our biological makeup is omnivorous, meaning that we are biologically wired to eat both plants and animals. And if the universe, Mother Nature, God, whatever, saw it fit to make some animals like the big cats carnivores and make some animals herbivores, it means that there is nothing intrinsically wrong or sinful or immoral with eating meat. It just becomes a choice. But in the light of this pandemic, I'm beginning to review my stand on eating meat. Personally, I don't eat beef. I gave up beef because that was my own little way of helping the global warming problem. You know that cows emit a lot of methane, and that affects the layer of the earth that they say is being destroyed by all these cabins and all. So I personally said, okay, what can I do my own little way to help? And I gave up beef. But I still love my poultry, my chicken, my turkey, my seafood. But I'm just thinking, how do we stop this pandemic from ever happening again? And if we are getting these viruses from animals, perhaps we should just leave the damn animals alone. Because the way these viruses move from animals to humans is either from eating them or from keeping exotic animals as pets, whereby maybe if that pet is sick, you don't know, you're stroking it, touching it, you could infect yourself. or from what I hear, sometimes lab tests are trying to crossbreed animals that go wrong. I think that's the origin of the HIV. So I'm just thinking, maybe as collectively, maybe we should really review this meat eating culture. It just keeps on bringing us problems. I mean, right now this is 2020. Instead of us be focusing on how to do better things, we're all at home, you know, because of coronavirus, which they say came because people were eating bats and snakes. And I don't know if this is true, but if it's true, because, and it's not just about eating exotic animals, right? Because bird flu, for example, came from poultry, chicken, which is like the most popularly consumed meat. So I think the onus lies upon us to really just review our tastes and our lifestyle choices. And I'm not saying everybody has to be a vegan or be a vegetarian, but it's just something to think about. You know, if we're truly in line of saying, how do we stop this from ever happening again? Because people are dying, and it's just so sad and so heartbreaking. And yeah, it was something I thought to share about. I'm really buying the vegan and vegetarian argument now. It does make sense. It's going to help us stop this once and for all. Don't forget to practice your empathy. And empathy means what you don't want somebody else to do to you, don't do it to another person, especially now in this period of social distancing. Let's not be emotionally distant from each other. Reach out to people, keep in touch, wash your hands, stay in a very positive mental state, because people are going to break down, people are going to be depressed. But try sometimes to unplug from all the news and the social media, and just do some things that make you happy. Connect with your family, just to people more. And I'm sure that we'll see the other end of this, and we will come out victorious if, as a human race, we beat SARS and MERS and MERS and the Spanish influenza. Even though back then they didn't have the technology of medicine that we have today, but if we beat it then, we'll beat it again, united and together. And that's it. Thank you for watching my So Says. If you're always tuning in to watch my So Says, you are a special one to me. And always remember that I love you. We're gonna be fine, guys. Eat your fruits and vegetables. Wash your hands.